Good Lord. I'll tell you, though, sometimes people do put in a fuck ton of work, and they can have interesting results these days, because like we've talked about before, Phil, the future is awesome, and nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean?
Nope.
That's
You're
basically
right.
what our lives and afterlives are.
I care.
I know, but just, God, it's it's
Me
miraculous.
And you care?
Technology is fucking miraculous these days,
really,
and nobody
really
gives a
is.
shit. So let me throw a headline at you, Phil, that I feel like should have been in every one of y'all's news feeds today, and you probably didn't see it. But when I found it, it jumped right off the page at me. You know what I mean? Look at this right here. Google's quantum computer supposedly just made a time crystal. What? Google's quantum computer supposedly just made a time crystal.
No way.
I'm not even sure I know what that
means. So many of those words. I like so many of those
just said
words.
Time crystal in here, man.
Quantum computer, time crystal. I
There's
like
some
Google's
words
original meaning.
There are some words I'm very interested in this headline. Time crystal. Time. And when I see, let's speculate. Let's speculate, Phil. You tell me, what in the fuck is a time crystal?
Have you ever seen a time crystal, G?
Well, I've seen red krill, and you know what that does to ghosts. I'm just saying there is something familiar about this, and if Google is using a quantum computer to make synthetic red krill, I got news for you. You're a few years too late. I already did it.
He has the patent
then my
already.
brain went back in time, and I haven't done that as well. This is what happens when you deal with temporally sensitive materials. That's why you should leave it to professional ghosts. And humans should not interact with red krill, dude. This is what I'm saying.
I feel like I've tried it, but I couldn't possibly have because I would have died.
Well, you'd remember, right? There's no way it would have fucked that part of your brain up. All right, so I know you guys are going, what in the fuck is a time crystal? And I would love to know more. Well, lucky for you, friends, you watched the Fright Power Hour. Google's time crystals could be the greatest scientific achievement of our lifetimes, and after lifetimes, for that matter.
What?
You want to just read it? I mean, we could just fucking read it because it's pretty awesome. Eureka! A research team featuring dozens of scientists working in partnership with Google's quantum computing labs may have created the world's first time crystal inside a quantum computer. This is the kind of news that makes me want to jump up and do a happy dance. These scientists...
Come on, Tristan.
I'm Tristan Green. I would prefer you leave the personal commentary in the fucking kitchen. Clearly, we came here not for the words Tristan Green, but for the words time crystals.
Yes. And quit telling me that Google has them over and over and over again, and tell me what the fuck they are.
Here we go, man. These scientists may have produced an entirely new phase of matter.
No.
I'm going to do my best to explain what it means and why, but shut up. Let's just move right to the thing. For the sake of clarity, here's 2 points you have to understand first. Number one, time crystals are like wicked difficult concept to understand. I mean, that is what it says.
It does.
The Google team might have created them. We actually don't know for sure because the crystals went back in time. All right, here we go. What's a time crystal? In colloquial terms, it's a big fuck you to Isaac Newton. Dude, if it's a fuck you to Isaac Newton, that means Mac was right, dude. It made him and everybody else on Earth look like a bitch again. God
in the
damn.
parlance of our time, sir.
It's true, man. Time crystals are a new phase of matter. Goddamn, when you put a cube of ice in a glass of water, you're introducing two separate entities, the ice cube and the liquid water, to each other at different temperatures. Everyone knows the water will get colder, and over time, the ice will get warmer and melt. Eventually, you'll have a glass of water. We call this process thermal equilibrium, right? Okay,
that is
so
true.
far. Most people are familiar with Newton's law of motion that says an object at rest stays in rest, an object in motion stays in motion. Y'all know about that, right? Blah, blah, blah. An important side effect of this law of physics is that it means a perpetual motion machine is classically impossible. That's correct. So because of thermal equilibrium in any physical environment, there's no way to have zero resistance on motion. Right? That's why we can't go faster than a photon.
Right.
But that's some shit. Okay, so what does it say here? The entropy of any system will always remain the same if there are no processes and will always increase if there are processes, right? So if there's more things happening to an object, the rate decays more quickly, basically. And you can apply that to any metric, really. Since our universe has stars exploding, black holes sucking, and people lighting things on fire, aka chemical processes, entropy is always increasing, except when it comes to time crystals. Time crystals don't give a damn what Newton or anyone else thinks. They're lawbreakers and heart takers. What was this guy's name again? Tristan Green. Shut the fuck up, man.
Why is he editorializing with garbage, man?
All right, let's move on to what's that mean. Think about a crystal you're familiar with, like a snowflake. They aren't just beautiful because they're unique. They're also fascinating formations that nearly break the laws of physics themselves. Crystalline structures form in the physical world because, for whatever fundamental scientific reasons, the atoms within them want to exist in certain exact points, right? And those patterns occur in nature with no influence. Nobody really knows why. They just do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's how nature does it. That's how it gets down, dude.
That's how we're here. Yeah.
Right? A time crystal is a new phase of... wait, I skipped a little bit there. Excuse me. I'm trying to go back and forth. Yeah.
Fuck this Tristan guy, but you are a great teacher. I think we should start calling you Professor Dope.
Oh, Prof, I like it already, man.
I'm into
kind of a weird word to use when we're talking about atoms. Certainly not implying they're sentient, but it's hard to describe the tendency toward crystalline structures in abstract such as why. But a time crystal is a new phase of matter that would be like having a snowflake that constantly cycled back and forth between two different configurations. It's a 7-point lattice one moment and a 10-pointed lattice the next, or whatever it wants to be. What's amazing about time crystals is that when they cycle back and forth between two different configurations, they don't lose or energy. Now that's the part that's important. There is no entropy in a chemical reaction. That's not supposed to be able to fucking happen, guys.
How does anything happen then?
Well,
if it doesn't happen, how does it happen?
We will continue to read it. I'm sure that I don't need to continue reading all this. You guys get the point. If you were able to have a process without entropy, you could create perpetual motion. You could create instantaneous energy creation. You could make a war for resources obsolete, to coin a phrase, so to speak. That is certainly a long way off, but remember last week, guys, when we were talking about how people try to tell you that technology they can't imagine is impossible, right? Oh, that's impossible. They'll never get it right. Solar will never be worth a damn. You'll never have a computer in your pocket. We'll never make it to the moon. Blah, 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 blah.
Live cartoons will never exist.
Yeah, live cartoons, that's impossible. Well, guess what, man? Things change over time, and that change just happens faster and faster. These dudes are on to some shit now. Like I said, maybe they did it and maybe they didn't. I'll also tell you this, as far as giant global multi-mega corporation motherfuckers that can come onto this technology, Google is maybe not where we wanted. It's a scary one for sure. It's a scary one, but I'll give you this, dude. Never call technology impossible, because any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and what we just looked at, a motherfucking thing called a time crystal. That's magic, Phil, and that's Whale's Honest Truth, whether you're dead or alive. Yeah!